Today we're going to show installation of the XD Guardian Universal for the entertainment through-hole style fixture. So we have our XD Guardian kit, we've got our MTI retail tool, the phone to be merchandised, and then I have a power cable. This could be the OEM power cable or for your security system. First, start by opening the box. You've got your instruction manual, which you want to read thoroughly. We've got the XD Guardian unit itself, as well as the barrel lock key, and then we have our through-hole adapter kit. We'll discard the packaging for the moment. The first thing we will do is we'll open up our through-hole adapter kit. Lots of individual little bags, and there's several different screws. Pop this open real quick. You can use a pair of scissors, a knife, or you can just simply pop the bag open with your hands. So we've got the through-hole base plate. This round washer-like plate, this goes on the underside of the fixture, and this little cutout is to allow clearance in the case of routing a power cable down through the fixture. And then the last items are the attachment screws for the base plate and the wing nut, which secures the whole position to the fixture. Now that you've opened up your base plate contents, let's start by attaching the base plate to the actual position itself. There's a 4-bolt pattern, which is asymmetric, so it's very easy to figure out which is the correct direction. Going to take our 4 screws. What I like to do is drop all 4 screws into place. Then, using my MTI retail tool, I start attaching them. Now, I get each one started a little bit before I fully tighten them down. And what this allows us to do is make sure there's no excess pressure on the screws, and just allows the base plate to kind of find a natural center, being that all the screw heads are the countersunk type. So once I go to actually tighten them down, what I like to do is tighten them in a kind of crisscross or star pattern, and this is kind of a generally accepted method for installation of cover plates and things like that. So this is just kind of an engineering best practices. It's not critical, it's just how I like to do it. So after tightening all of these down, we'll just ensure that I did in fact tighten them all. We would install it to the fixture. Before installing to the fixture, the one thing to double check is, are we going to power the device? With the advantage of XD Guardian, it's a mechanical system that you can choose to power either through the OEM power cable included with the device, or in this case, I have a sensor cable that attaches to one of our MTI security systems, in this case, the CX Flex. If you're going to power the device, you will first want to route the power cable through the riser and out the front before installation. So in this case, I have myself this USB-C style cable. You can just slide it in through the bottom, and there's enough room there we can actually route coiled cables. And again, it can go through the bottom or out the back. For the sake of this demo, we'll route it out the back. I'm going to clear some space. I will start feeding this down through the fixture. I'm going to take my base plate, install it on the underside. May be difficult to see, but I'm basically putting this just onto the threaded stud. I'll take my M6 wing nut. And I can just hand tighten it. See, it's still loose. And now, once I've tightened it down, nice and rigid. The next step is to merchandise the device. What I will do here is use the included barrel lock key, insert it to the position, and this will unlock the top arm. The bottom arms move freely together in a geared position, and this allows the phone to be perfectly centered at all times. Now I take my phone, I'm going to merchandise. I'll slide it in here. I'm going to kind of lightly move these arms just to get an idea of my width. I'm going to press down on that plunger with my finger, and this locks the arms effectively in place. From there, I'll slide the top bracket in place, and then we lock the barrel lock just by pushing it in with our finger. There's some little index holes, so it may have a little bit of wiggle room. Your phone may be a little loose, but generally the phone is now secure. And in the case of powering, we plug in our cable, and depending on your cable, you can pull up the slack, and I'll plug it into either my security position or OEM power brick. One advantage of the XD Guardian Universal System is its ability to rotate in either a portrait or a landscape orientation. So depending on your demo content, because certain OEMs like to run in a landscape orientation, you can twist it and allow it to run properly, or customers can still retain some level of experience, being that we have locked it down from full use of being able to pick it up.